Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with the review for How to Get Away with Murder, Season Episode 7. So let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so it's just now starting to rain and it's getting harder, so hopefully it won't make a difference in the sound quality. I know I got this high quality setup, y'all. So Annalise is asleep. We see that Bonnie tries to call her. She doesn't answer the phone, but then she looks at the clock and she is late somewhere. Jumps up, rushes off to a briefing on the death of Real Nice Nate's daddy. Okay, now it's a month later, and they have been doing an investigation, and turns out that their explanation, and when I say there, I'm talking about the jail, their explanation was that evidently when he was with the officers that was going to transport him to the mental facility, when they uncuffed him, he stabbed one of the guards in the leg, and they pulled out a gun and shot him in the head, killed him dead. But get this, conveniently, the cameras weren't working that day. But yet and still, they're saying the toxicology report says that he didn't have his antipsychotic medications in his system, that he had stopped taking them, and this was proof that he had just went crazy. It is no criminal negligence here. It is justifiable homicide. Now, everybody is watching from their respective areas. The Keating 5-1 are watching. Okay, they say it's a setup. Bonnie's man is watching at the office, and when Bonnie comes in the room, you know, he tells her that Real Nice Nate is going to be returning to work. Okay, she's just looking at him. And she says, look, I feel sorry for him, but you know, I'm still mad. I can still be mad. Even the partner Emmett over at the firm is looking at it and he's like, bullshit. Everybody knows that that man did not attack that guard and deserved to get shot in the head. Now, back at the briefing, we see Real Nice Nate and Annalise talking, and Annalise is telling him that she is not going to stop until they get to the bottom of this. But the good thing is they have the governor on their side. I said, Annalise, you can't think that that bitch is still on your side. What is going on with Annalise? Well, maybe it'll get explained in a little bit. Even Real Nice Nate was like, you think that she's still on our side? I was like, please tell us something, Real Nice Nate. Annalise says she gonna beat her ass if she ain't. Well, get ready. Now, gorgeous Gabe Jackson, of course, is on his computer watching at home. And then we got Fine Ass Frank and Laurel watching gorgeous Gabe Jackson on their computer. Okay, I'm just so annoyed that Laurel and her eyebrows is even involved in this whole thing with Fine Ass Frank. Like, why did he even let her in like that? See, this is why I'm telling you guys, I'm so disappointed in Fine Ass Frank. He needs to re-find his hardness. Okay, because he ain't hard no more. Now, we see Annalise go and talk to the governor. And she wants the governor to push for an investigation. And, you know, the governor, she kind of hemming and hawing, like, no, you know, we can't do that. And Annalise was saying, it's a setup. I mean, don't you think it's strange that the cameras weren't working on the only day that he gets shot and killed? And the governor's like, oh, it sounds like you're trying to push a conspiracy theory. And Annalise was like, ain't no fucking conspiracy. This whole thing is fishy. And the governor is like, no, Annalise, listen. Okay, I'm trying to protect this whole thing. You, me, and this Fair Act project. They don't care if this man was innocent. The media is just looking for a headline. We can't give it to them. And plus, we don't want to sabotage the act and all that we're working hard for these millions out there. Okay, so let me just do my little investigation inside and see what I come up with. And then afterwards, you know, Annalise goes and meets Steen in the car. Okay, that's the designated secret meeting place. When Steen gets in, Annalise tells her that she's been played by the governor. And Steen was like, really? Why? Why you say that? And Annalise was like, the governor made me quit my good private sector job just to go work for the government. Made sure I lost all my funding for the program that was going on for my students over at the firm. And then when I went over there to where she was, she had no intentions of backing me and this Fair Defense Act. She just got Annalise over there spinning her wheels. And Steen is kind of looking at her like, girl, you tripping. This is not true. And Annalise says, it is true. Trust me. Steen tells her, look, I can't get your good job back, not the way that you left. And Annalise was like, well, you can blackmail him. And she was like, blackmail him? Girl, you want me to blackmail him? Oh no, honey. Okay, now of course Annalise is starting to look crazy, which is exactly what that demon governor wants out of Annalise. And Steen says, girl, look, You've been doing a lot. You've been working hard. Your brain is tired. I'm going to need you to go home and get you a little resty and, get yourself together. Your slip is hanging. Now, we see Oliver and Connor. They're at counseling and, Connor is very, not interested. Oliver is there. They're going to be getting married in a church because Oliver's mom really wants them to get married in this church. So the priest is asking them, why do they want to get married there? Okay, and Connor says that he wants to do it because he loves Oliver. Okay, so that made the priest feel like she really was going to be marrying a couple that really loves each other. She can't wait to marry the two of them in her church. Now we see Real Nice Nate at the DA's office. Remember, he's supposed to be going back to work, right? Well, he's not quite there to work. Miller is like, anything you need, if you just work a couple of days, you just take your time, ease back into it, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And Real Nice Nate says, well, I want you to do an inquest, okay, on the death of my father. And Miller says, well, I can't do that because it'll look like it's biased. You work for the prosecutor's office. And Real Nice Nate gets very upset, like, look, you got to do something. They killed my father, innocent man, okay, made him look like a fucking animal. Okay, so he's getting louder and everything, and he says, if you don't do this, it's going to be blood on your hands. So he then gave Miller a little something to think about. So then Miller goes and meets with Bonnie, and Bonnie was just like, don't do it. This is not going to be a good look for the prosecution office. And he was like, look, what's the good of me having this job if I can't do the right thing? Are you sure you just don't want me to do it because you're still mad at Real Nice Nate? And she says, well, I can't be protecting you. And he was like, trust me, I'm a big boy. I don't need you to protect me at all. I said, I love that Miller. Y'all keep on saying something ain't right with him, but I'm telling you, Miller is down for the cause. So long story short, the inquest is happening. The students are on it. They're all at the house. Oliver is like, let's put the case to the side for now. We already know the world is fucked up and everything. Let's just have a good time. Okay, let's go out and have drinks and shots and all that. They're like, whatever. Okay, we working on this case right now. This is what's important. So it's, the Keating 5 - 1, and then we get our +1. Who is that? Gorgeous Gabe Jackson. Laurel and her eyebrows looking at him like, why are you even here? And, Michaela and Asher invited him. Well, Miss Eyebrows has a problem with that. Oh, well. So she goes and tells Finance Frank, like, we have got to tell Annalise about Gorgeous Gabe Jackson. And Finance Frank was like, she got too many other things, too much shit going on right now. She don't need to know. And, then that's when Laurel gets all passionate. I wouldn't have Christopher if it wasn't for her. Okay, we have to tell her. I was like, see, this is exactly why you should have told her fucking ass. Okay? Because Laurel has to pick up every single thing. She has to make it into her thing. And why are you so fucking concerned? Couldn't stand Annalise all last season. Now all of a sudden she gotta know. And what do they need to tell her? Now back over at the firm, we see Steen. She sees the partner Emmett. He looked like he just finished interviewing somebody, and she's looking like, nah, I know this motherfucker ain't about to interview. So she walk up in there with that cool ass walk that she got, and she was like, I know you wasn't just interviewing him. And he was like, yeah, we need somebody like him around here, especially since Annalise ain't there no more. And she was like, well, what about fucking me? Okay, I'm around here working my ass off, bringing cases in here. And he says, look, the partners ain't forgot about, the fact that you done messed up a whole bunch of shit around here. And she says, look, I can't take the fall for something, an entire rotten case. And the partner Emmett was like, well, you know what? Welcome to the party. That was the same thing I told them when they transferred me from London. So, that's how they roll around here. Sorry. But this inquest, how can we prove that Real Nice Nate's daddy was killed criminally? Okay, well, the students and her are throwing it around, tossing it around the classroom. Laurel says, well, why don't you try to get the judge to let Annalise question him? She says, I tried that earlier today, and the judge told her, nope, she's too close to the case. Connor says, why don't you try to find out the jury names? Go that angle. And Annalise says, well, that is jury tampering, but they still put Asher on it just in case. Michaela says, we'll find out about their personnel records. And Annalise says they all have very clean records, not a smudge, not a nothing nowhere. Gorgeous Gabe Jackson says, we'll find out about their personal lives. Okay, maybe that record will be a little bit more dirty. And we find out that the lady that got stabbed in the leg, she beats her husband. Okay, of course, it's never been reported, but he has gone to the hospital with all these beats and, you know, face all fucked up. I mean, just real like she done gave him a good working over. Annalise has the pictures of him. So she goes and takes it to the prosecution office, okay? And Miller was like, where did you get this from? Don't worry about that. Okay, now I'm just bringing it to you for you to use it in the court case. And he says, I can't use this. And she was like, you can and you will. So next day in court, we got the guard up there. Miller is questioning her. He finally swings the questioning around to the fact that she been beating up her damn husband. She was just like, that is not true. He shows a picture of the husband all beatered and battered and bruised, and she said that it was her husband and her brother that had been fighting, not her. And he says, okay, well, why is it that he has cuts from a ring on his face? Okay, that shows that it was probably that engagement ring that you have on. Okay, she's denying it. The judge is trying to stop him from questioning her in this way. Unless you have proof that she was the one that fucked him up like that, then let it ride, Miller. Okay, we ain't talking about this picture no more. So when they get a break in the case, you know, Annalise catches up with Miller and she was just like, put me on the stand. And he was just like, no, not putting you on the stand. And, you know, she tries her Annalise way of convincing him it doesn't work. He was like, excuse me, I know you talk to your children, your students any kind of way that you want to, but I'm the DA, I'm the daddy. So, if you excuse me if I will continue to do my job, thank you. So, that didn't quite work for old sister Annalise. Bonnie comes up to her, wants to talk to her, but Annalise gotta go. Okay, and I was just like, well, now what's this about, considering they've been best good girlfriends for the last few episodes. Now why Annalise don't want to talk to her? Now, Annalise, I guess, gets summons to that demon governor's office, and when she gets there, the demon governor tells her, listen, because of Real Nice Nate's daddy's, death, I am going to have to cancel out this whole Fair Defense Act. The inquest, it's made everything quite messy. And Annalise was like, why? And, the demon governor is trying to smooth it over and trying to let Annalise know, why she can't do it. And Annalise don't want to hear it. As a matter of fact, now Annalise is just like over this whole thing. She said, you know what, bitch, I can't wait to take you down. And the governor, honey, she's sitting back looking at her all propped up in her chair like, oh, really? The brown-nosing assistant that's standing over the shoulder of the governor, she was just like, you know what, that's it. I'm about to call security. And Annalise was like, well, call the fucking security, bitch. I don't give a damn. Y'all keep this shit up in here and I'm gonna go on TV and I'm gonna tell them that the governor set up Real Nice Nate Daddy and got him killed. Well, of course, that will only make Annalise look crazier. And like I said, the governor knows that. So she's sitting back just still prepped up looking at Annalise. She was like, Annalise, listen, you just got your good reputation back. Now, we don't want to fuck it up with the investigation that we had to do on you, the background check, okay? Now, we know about the adoption paperwork. I was like, now, what happened in the adoption paperwork? Do I remember what happened, y'all? It be so much that went on. Y'all refresh me. Do we know anything about this adoption paperwork? But whatever it is, it must be something on Annalise, and that makes her even madder. Annalise was like, you know what? You set this whole thing up. You knew how it would look if this black man attacked that white woman. And the demon governor was like, look, Annalise, you smart now. I'm just trying to help you out. You don't want this fight with the demon governor. You don't. And Annalise was like, and you ain't never fought a bitch like me. Bring it. Because I'm going to destroy your ass for what you did to Real Nice Nate's daddy. I said, oh, yes, that's right, Annalise. Let's put out a fight. But Annalise is unraveling. Okay, she's at the house, and Bonnie goes over there. And, Bonnie got some people over at the governor's office, so she already knew that Annalise had been over there. And Bonnie was like, what's going on with you, Annalise? Have you been drinking again? You know what? Annalise gets this false indignancy. She was just like, get out, Bonnie. Bonnie ain't getting out because Bonnie been knowing Annalise for years and years, and she knows how this goes. Okay, so she's looking off through the cabinets, and Annalise was like, I would tell you if I was drinking. No, you wouldn't. Because when Bonnie looks in the trash can, pulls up the plastic bag, there are the hidden bottles of alcohol. And I felt so bad for Annalise because we know Annalise has been through a lot. And she has been doing so well with avoiding drinking, but even the strongest sometimes are knocked down. So Bonnie says, you were doing fine. It's not like you can't get back to it. And she tells Bonnie, well, the demon governor has the adoption paperwork. And when she tells Bonnie that, Bonnie pours a last little drink and she says, one more won't hurt. I said, oh, shit. Y'all, what really did go down in them adoption paperwork? Whatever it is, this is gonna destroy Annalise if she can't fix this whole thing for Real Nice Nate. Now we jump over to gorgeous Gabe Jackson and we see him, doing research on Laurel and Annalise, it looks like, and Finance Frank, of course, is watching him. Now he's a little bit concerned. Maybe he does need to tell Annalise, so he calls Annalise, but Bonnie answers the phone. He's like, I was calling for Annalise. What's going on? She was like, I just put her to sleep. She's drinking again. Now Finance Frank looks devastated. Now he really knows that he can't tell Annalise nothing right now. So the next morning when Annalise wakes up, she sees that Bonnie had put her to bed and left a little note of, the AA meetings where she could go in the area. And then Annalise gets a phone call. It's Miller. He says, you know what? I done went through every case out there and I can't find a way to win this. So we're going to put you on the stand. Okay. And we see Bonnie in the background. Okay. Kind of nudging her man on. What good is having a boyfriend if you can't use him every now and again? So we get Annalise up there on the stand. Annalise says that there's no way that Real Nice Nate, would have attacked this woman like this. Okay, she was with him plenty of times. He never showed any violent tendencies. It makes no sense that he would fight the guards knowing that this was the last time that he would even see them. They were transporting him to a mental facility. Why would he even jeopardize that? Miller says, well, he's been violent in the past. And she said that was one time. And ever since then, we haven't had any more issues of him being violent. But you know what? That is the oldest racist trick in the book. And then she looks over at the jury. Now she's addressing the jury. Of course, the judge don't like her doing that. He trying to tell her to stop. But she was just like, look, Central Park 5, Emmett Till. They want us to believe that all black men are hardwired to want to attack white women. That is not the truth. The judge is telling her not to say anything and she's continuing on. These two people, these guards, wanted to torture her client because of the whole Supreme Court case, the fact that she is exposing this corrupt justice system. And now it's up to the jury to fix this. Again, the judge is saying, if you say anything else, you know what, that's it. Well, she ain't got to say nothing else because she already said it all. Okay, the judge tells everybody that they can't listen to nothing that she just said. But you know what? It's already been said. You can't unring a bell, right? The jury heard that. Now all we have to hope is that what Annalise says does something to them and makes them make the right decision. But and there is a but. The jury comes back and says that they don't find the guards guilty. They find that it was a justifiable homicide. There was no criminal negligence. And I was like, ain't that about a bitch? Everybody is brokenhearted. I felt so bad for Real Nice Nate. Okay, he's sitting out on the bench outside of the courtroom, and Michaela goes and just tells him, how horrible she feels for him, and whatever he needs her to do, what she's there, she's gonna do it for him. And he says, thanks. I mean, what else can you say? But poor Real Nice Nate looks so broken. Now that evening, Steen come by Annalise's house. She was like, yeah, I got some stuff on the misconduct. Okay, Annalise tries to get the file. She was like, well, damn, you're not even going to ask me why I changed my mind? Annalise was like, oh, it's not because you liked me? No, it's not because of that. Actually, Steen got to thinking about it, and she's tired of waking up to hearing about black men getting killed by the police or the justice system, some which kind of way. Okay, so now she's with Annalise. We going to do this. We going to start by taking down the demon governor first. Steen tells Annalise, you owe me, baby. So she gives her the file, and Annalise was like, shit, I owe a whole bunch of people. Put it on the list. Now we see the students at the gay bar. Oliver got his wish. They're hanging out. They're having a good time. At least that's what we trying to do. They're still upset about the court case and how it ended. They even find out that they don't have a clinic any longer because Annalise don't work for the firm no more. She ain't got no money for all of this anything. So, they kind of really SOL. Oliver is determined to have a good time, even though the world is so fucked up. Now, once their good time is over and Connor and Oliver are leaving, and they're talking about their wedding coming up, and they just really love each other. They stop and kiss each other in the alleyway, and a guy walks by and he tells them to get a room, and he calls them the F word. Connor was like, what did you say? Oliver is like, leave it alone. Well, no, Connor is not gonna leave it alone. He goes and gets to a full-blown brawl with the man on the street. I said, okay, now at least we know why Connor's face looks the way it does at his wedding. Afterwards, Connor was like, did I frighten you? And Oliver says, no, he didn't. Again, like Oliver said earlier, the world is just awful. Now we see Annalise go and see the partner Emmett. I thought it was the next day, but I don't think it was. Child, it's hard to tell. It's so funny how dark this show has been for the last 4 seasons. Okay, now that we have the firm, it's so stark white. I just can't help but think that it means something on this show. The fact that that firm is completely white. When the whole time that we've been watching the show, I've had to squinch at the screen just so I can see what the hell is going on. But anyway, Annalise goes and talks to partner Emmett. And yeah, he's a little intrigued. Like, oh, I know you ain't trying to come get your job back. She was just like, yeah, we're going to talk about this misconduct. He said, oh, so that's how you want to do it? You trying to blackmail me? And she was like, yeah, actually, I was going to blackmail you. But then I read up on it. And no, I actually think that I can help you. You got betrayed by your girl. It's on her. It's not on you. And, you know, the partner Emmett is looking at her and he don't really trust Annalise. And she was like, listen, I know exactly how it feels. Okay, I've been betrayed too by my own husband. We were together for 20 years and I promised that I would never let that happen again. But now the governor has done just that. The partner Emmett says, oh, this is about you. It's always got to be about you, Annalise. And she was just like, no, listen, this is about me, but I'm desperate. I need this. I need you. Annalise feels like a fool. She has got to fix this for Real Nice Nate. And because partner Emmett, I know he knew that it was bullshit from the beginning, you know, she kind of touches a little part of him. She was just like, please let me do this. Let me help you with this. Help me help you. Now we jump over and we see Michaela and Asher in bed. Okay, this is after they wild night out with Connor and Oliver. Asher doesn't want her to leave, but he's drunk. So once he falls off to sleep, you know, she leaves out and then she's about to go home. But she then gets a better idea to go knock on gorgeous Gabe Jackson's door. He comes to the door. He ain't got no shirt on. Okay, just sexiness all over with his cute little self. Michaela is like, yeah, I just put Asher to bed. Can you check on him in the morning? He said, oh yeah, I can, but come on in. Okay, did you want a drink or anything? She was just like, no, I don't need no drink. You know, what is this? You know, you trying to come on to me sexy, no shirt. And he says, well, you know, I do know a few things about you. I know that you're intimidating. You're very smart. You know, he really likes her. He knows that she has a crush on Steen. However, you know, maybe they could do something. And she was just like, no, we really can't do anything. I'm abstinent. He was like, what the hell is that? She was just like, nothing. And then she starts to kiss him. But wait a minute. Why is Asher listening through the wall? I said, oh. Poor Asher. Now he is going to be so heartbroken. And goddamn, Michaela, like, I know you like the boy and everything, but you got to do it while your man is right next door. Oh, I just felt so bad for Asher. I said, that Asher gonna go off the deep end one day, y'all. Now, after Annalise's meeting with the partner, she goes back and tells Real Nice Nate she went back and she got her firm job back. And it wasn't easy, but you know what? She's gonna do it. She knows that Real Nice Nate hates her. She hates herself right now. She feels like all of this is her fault, but she is going to right this wrong if it's the last thing that she does. And Real Nice Nate was like, no. Okay, and she was just like, no. And he says, no, you're not going to do this by yourself. I'm going to do it with you, and we're going to make that bitch suffer. I said, yes, yes. I wish I had my clappers in here, you guys. I'm telling you, I am here for a Real Nice Nate and Annalise team. Like, this is going to be the first time that they are truly on the same accord, y'all. Some tell me that Annalise and Real Nice Nate going to end up together. I'm telling you, at the end of the damn series, when the show is over, they going to end up together, y'all. I got hope. I got hope. And then jumping back over to Laurel and her eyebrows and Fine Ass Frank, you know, she's still trying to convince Fine Ass Frank that they need to let Annalise know about gorgeous Gabe Jackson because they're watching him on the computer and, you know, him and Michaela are kissing. So she was like, see, he's trying to get to all of us. Okay, so we need to let Annalise know. And Bonnie comes in there and she says, let Annalise know what? That's when we fast forward to the wedding and we see Miss Cold Ass in the snow. She's just killed somebody. Then we see her get up and stumble kind of, you know, over to somebody that's in the bushes underneath a tree, probably in the snow. And she says, listen, okay, listen to me real well. I need you to take his keys and his car and go. Okay, do whatever you got to do to get yourself together, but get the fuck on out of here. Just trust me, I'm gonna handle everything else here. Okay, but go on and go. And I said, his keys. Uh-oh. So it was a man down there in the snow. Did she kill gorgeous Gabe Jackson? Because Real Nice Nate ain't gonna die. I'm sorry. He is not going to die. He might die one day in his life, but it's not gonna be on this show. But yeah, you guys, I am so enjoying this season. Next week is the finale, the winter finale, and then it'll be off and probably until somewhere around February, end of January. So we're gonna get some answers next week, and I love the way it's progressing. How about y'all? How y'all feeling about the show so far? All right, Rockstars, let me get off of here. Got to run into Party City and take back a few things that I didn't use and then get on back to work. Okay, make sure that you guys rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Rockstars. Bye.